Hello, this is Thomas Galdenzi with Combat Sports Coverage. I'm here interviewing Cody Williams on his upcoming Legacy 52 fight. So Cody, tell me how your training camp's going so far.
It's been a very solid training camp. Everything's been pretty normal as far as the approach to the fight. Had plenty of time. There hasn't been an opponent change as of yet. And been able to allocate plenty of time to be in the gym.
Great. So tell me, where do you mainly train out of? I'm pretty sure it's American Top Team Beaumont.
Well, we moved from American Top Team about 14 months ago, and I've been at 10th Plant Beaumont with Brian Depps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so we've been over there doing some tweaking on the ground game and working on wrestling, striking, the whole 9 yards. It's a little more better for my style, that gym atmosphere, and it's been very beneficial for my fight game.
Real good, real good. So tell me, do you have anything planned for after this fight? Like, do you plan on, like, after this fight, do you plan on trying to get a title fight right away, or do you think you might have to take another fight or two?
I would love to, fight for a legacy title. I think I have a great opportunity with them and to go that direction. I think there would be a couple of more fights, or at least one, in between myself and a title shot. Just kind of whatever is going to be offered to me from Legacy. I know there's a lot of local promotions that are also going on, and I've been very busy outside of the cage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Got my wife is going to be having our second daughter, so shortly after the fight, actually.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. It'll be some discussion with her and a family decision always. So the biggest thing for me is just to continue on and to keep leading by example. I mean, I feel like a lot of people that follow my fight career either admire the hard work or the sacrifices and dedication that I make, and that's something that I definitely want to continue to do for as long as possible.
Nice, yeah, definitely. And then also, how do you see this fight going with your opponent, Trent? Do you see, being a stand-up war? Do you see it mainly being on the ground?
That's a great question, and I think after watching his other fights, I do see this being a stand-up fight. He has either a Taekwondo or karate background, and his most recent fight was against Joel Scott, a great friend of mine and someone I've cross-trained with quite often, and that was primarily a stand-up fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to, ever assume, but from the information I've kind of gathered and from what I've seen, I think that if I were Trent, I would think that his best opportunity to win this fight would have to be somewhere on the feet. As crazy as that sounds, a lot of people would rather take me to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know that. Not to downplay or downtalk his skills, but I really have had to keep myself grounded because I just don't see any one part of the game where he is better than I am. And so, and that being said, it's really going to be up to me to execute, what I need to do and to make sure that I'm in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm excited for the fight. And so I know you fought two UFC guys that are in the UFC right now with Thomas Almeida and Ryan Bennett. Out of those two guys that are in the UFC right now, who do you think is going to have the best UFC career out of those two guys?
That's a pretty easy question not to take Ryan completely out of the equation. Which, by the way, I would love to fight either one of those guys again, for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
But Thomas Almeida, I mean, he's 20, 21-0, something of that nature, and he's beat some very reputable guys in the UFC, Brad Pickett, namely, and he's got a really tough fight coming up, against Team Alpha Male's Cody, I think his last name's Gebert.
Yeah,
But,
Carpenter, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just beat Augusto Mendez, who, although took the fight on short notice, it is what it is. That fight's in the books. So, Thomas Almeida, he's got a bright future ahead of him. I see him wearing the championship belt one day, and I would love to fight him again, possibly for that UFC 135 belt.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Because I remember the first time you guys fought, and I remember watching that on, I'm pretty sure it was on Access TV, and I was watching it, and I was like, wow, you guys were just throwing down, and it was a great back and forth fight. I remember that fight was awesome. That's when everyone I think really got to look into it. That's like, I think, brought Thomas Almeida out, and everybody to really show him. It was a great fight. And then also, so what's something you like to do outside of just training and getting ready for fights and everything?
Outside of the gym, I love to work. I know as crazy as that sounds, I love to grind. I love to build businesses and help their plans. And I've found myself here recently helping different people in different parts of businesses, helping them build their brand on social media and giving them tips and, helping them get more exposure and clients through social media exposure. And, so it's something that I kind of came into the fight game with, kind of at the right time. And, it was really just, Facebook was the main branch, when I first started fighting professionally, and then Twitter, and then you had Instagram, Snapchat, and everything started branching off, and you had to learn how to use those different platforms and everything like that. And the deeper that I've gotten into the analytics and the when to post and how to post and what to post, that's actually become a skill set in itself. And I have people that have reached out to me to help them, get noticed or be able to get a little more exposure through certain things, like social media. And so that's just kind of something that's fun, and it's something that a skill I kind of gained without really trying to learn it. It was something I kind of did, and self-knowledge. And so that's something that's kind of fun for me. People really reach out to me for advice on that, and I've just given them kind of what I know, and I mean they see really fast results. So that's been something that's been kind of like a hobby, I guess.
That's awesome. And what's like, how could they reach out to you? Just like through Facebook, through email, or?
Yeah, they can always reach me through Facebook Messenger. My email, cwmma.10p, the number 10p, and gmail.com. I've got all my emails and social media outlets listed everywhere, and I'm pretty active on it, and I always try to respond to each and every person. And that way, I mean, it just, being genuine on those social media outlets is very important. I believe that, with the outreach that things like, just say, for instance, Facebook have, it brings everything back to a small business feel, like a handshake and a word of mouth type business. I mean, even if you're in the supplement business, if you're in insurance, if you're an attorney, I mean, things of that nature, if you're reaching out to people after they maybe send you a question or something like that and giving them a real answer, I mean, that's going to stick with them. That's going to resonate with them. They're going to be like, wow, they really went out of their time to sit down and I think that's really good for a lot of people that are utilizing the internet for business purposes, because it gives them an advantage over the big corporate, brands and things of that nature.
Exactly. And I mean, I can testify, I messaged you on Facebook, to try to set up this, interview for the show. And, you got to me really fast and everything was really quick. So, that's always good to know that people can just reach out. And then,
yeah, I mean, it's something that I think more people should honestly look into taking advantage of, especially if they're trying to, start a small business or run some type of, company through that. They definitely need to leverage some of the things that are out there. There's a lot of tools.
Totally. And for our last question, I was wondering, how'd you get the nickname the Wolverine? Is that from like a coach name, or is that like, a couple of your buddies were just like, man, you remind me of the Wolverine or something, or what? I've always wondered that.
It was really after about a month of training. They just that name kind of stuck with me. It was given to me just because at the time there was really no training partners my size, and so I would just pick whatever was available and give it all I got. And so that was something that kind of stuck with me, and I actually had to work on training to not live up to that name,
wow.
in a certain kind of way. Like, I love having the name, and I really do think it fits my style.
Mm-hmm.
But some of that overcommitment or being too aggressive can definitely get you in trouble in MMA. So it's been a good learning process for me. Fearless is great, but you got to fight smart.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And who is your pick to win the title fight at Legacy 52?
I'm going to have to say I'll probably go match now. Just simply, I don't know that much about the opponent, and I know there's been a couple of switches.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's been training with American Top Team now at the main headquarters for quite some time, and when you're getting premium training like that full time, I mean, in all honesty, if he doesn't win this fight, what else can you do? What more can you do to prepare for something? So
that is true.
I mean, he needs, and for what the amount of effort, time, dedication he's put into this fight, he needs to win this fight to really kind of justify everything that he's doing towards the sport. And I know he's a great athlete and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to fight him at maybe a catchweight one day, 130. I don't see myself really anytime going back to the 125 weight class.
Yeah.
Simply because I'm back in the cage to fight for passion and for fun, and I have a professional career outside of the cage that I'm really embracing myself into.
Mm-hmm.
And not to, if the opportunity knocks at the highest level for a flyweight fight, it would be on the heaviest of consideration for me. But it is a tough cut for myself, and it would take some heavy consideration. But I picked match now for the win on this one. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but I know he's really been working on his striking and has had some success with it. True
that. Okay, and then thank you again for coming on the show and let me interview you. And I wish you the best of luck at the Legacy 52 fights at the Gold Nugget in Lake Charles Casino. And then, is there anyone you would like to thank? Any sponsors or anyone, training partners that have really been there helping you through the camp?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I would like to thank all of my family, my local supporters, and everybody that really advocates for me and wanted to, come out and took the time and effort to, buy tickets and make accommodations to come out and see me fight. There's a lot of things going on right now in the world that are just, crazy, and so for those people to take their hard-earned money and buy tickets to come see me is very humbling, and it's something that I can never get over, to understand that people are actually paying money to watch me do what I love.
Mm-hmm.
My sponsors, Dr. Roebuck, Southeast Texas Ear, Nose, and Throat. He's been a huge support for this camp. Brandon Ritchie with the Woodland Financial Group. He's been a great advocate. Cotton Cargo, Hail Fighter Management, Boneface. They've always taken care of my apparel and shorts and everything for the fight. They've been great. My wife Rebecca, and I think definitely got to say with Brian Debs, he's always made sure that the gym was available even when the hours of operation weren't open. He's training anytime that I needed to, and he's always been there for me. He's been a great asset to my fight camp.
Great. Awesome. And well, thank you again for taking the time and letting me interview, and I wish you best of luck.
Hey, thank you, Thomas, and you be well, and I wish you all the best.